I've always had a very strong conviction that I could be the greatest ever, and sure enough, it's just years of belief and hard work. A guy named Gary, a kid that I never met, and he said, "Hey, my cousin owns an MMA gym in Cortland, New York, which is about 45 minutes away." Didn't have a car, and I was driving my fiance's car to commute over to these practices. I got that phone call on a Saturday night. I was a bouncer actually, making $50 a night, and I was applying to be a janitor because I would have benefits.
Wow.
And right when I was waiting to get the call back, someone wrote me on Twitter. I was heading to my first practice that next Monday. The kid changed my life forever. It just planted a seed in my MySpace. It changed my life forever overnight. I taught myself that I could be great. Changed myself forever. I'm forever grateful, and I'm never going back. I taught myself how to believe in myself and how to think that I was greater than just this kid that was a dropout who never really had great grades, never really was the starter, never was the captain of a team. I was just always kind of this average person.
I feel like things that happen in life are all necessary. A lot of things are necessary. Obviously, I've made mistakes, but mistakes teach you what you don't want to be, what you don't want to do, what you don't want to be a part of. You know, I'm really proud of myself. I feel like I've made a lot of good decisions, and I've made a lot of good changes in my life.
I think my best days are definitely still ahead of me. I feel like I'm just now really getting to a nice groove of what it means to be a father and a professional athlete and a person with great responsibility. And I'm excited about this, and I feel like I'm stepping into it well. I've learned so much, and I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to have had all the lessons that I've been able to learn. I'm grateful that God has kept me through all of it, and just allowed me to grow so much through it all. I feel like these days I just take more accountability for my actions and for my emotions and my circle and behaviors and things like that. And I think that's been the major difference. Just more accountability. I feel like I was maybe at a place where I felt like I was throwing a lot of greatness away, and I believe that talent and when you have opportunity, it's a terrible thing to waste. Just be the best person that I can be and try to help as many people as I can help, and I've never been more excited for my future in life. You never know, you just never know what twists and turns life's going to throw at you, but I do feel like I'm on a great track, and I'm excited to I'm just excited to just continue to elevate.
If you are good in your sport, and if you are, if you're an elite dog in your sport, people are going to find things to pick at you for. There's something that comes with when you have a certain amount of greatness where you'll never quite be loved by everybody, and you have to be comfortable in that space. When I come out with things, people want to talk about it. Some, half the audience are positive and half the negative. I'm just grateful to have 100% of the audience. If you're not relevant, man, if people don't give a shit about you, which way you go, what you're a part of, then that's when you're really doing that. So, I tend not to really worry about things that are out of my control. Just focus on winning fights, taking care of my management, taking care of my team, the things that I can control. I have a lot of things that's happened in my life that I regret, but they've shaped me into the guy that I am today, and I'm really proud of the person that I am today. Man. My kids really look up to me a lot. They really admire me. I've provided for them. I've been a really great father, and my family's happy to go through that level of depression and sadness, and then risk coming back to work and risk it all possibly happening to you again. It's like, it takes balls. It takes a lot of balls. But I'm here for it. I'm here for the challenge. It takes a lot of balls to do what I'm doing. To step back out there, to put yourself back out there, after you just had something extremely devastating happen to you. To get accused of doing steroids when you know that you didn't do it, and to have everything crashed in front of your eyes. I've had a lot of things go on throughout my life, a lot of good and a lot of bad, and I've never talked about any of it to anybody on a professional level, and it was good. I used to think psychiatrists and counselors were for the weak, and I realized that it's for everybody. I also realized that depression is for everybody. Being a guy who's an undefeated, multimillionaire I think I'm a good-looking guy. All right, I thought that I could never be the type of person that was severely sad and depressed. It's not normal to drink every weekend or smoke every day. A lot of times you're masking. A lot of times you're masking something, and that's what I learned. So I learned that I was masking things. I learned to identify some of the things that I was masking, and just look at it honestly. A lot of times, alcoholism, or even a person who smokes every day, a lot of times it's directly related to trauma, childhood trauma, or just trauma in general. And people don't realize why they're doing certain things.
Can't allow my past to hold weight over me. You gotta forgive yourself for mishaps in life, and you gotta move forward. You can't hold yourself in prisons, and you can't allow anybody else to hold yourself. It's taken a while for me to be able to be comfortable with some of the mistakes I've made and things like that. But I'm grateful that I am at a place where I'm comfortable with who I am, comfortable in my own skin, and there's no good without bad. I still carry the lessons that I've learned, lots of lessons that I've learned, and I didn't really feel a need. I feel great. I feel great. I think I faced a lot of the issues that I was going through, and got to let a lot of it, off my shoulder. And I realized that I had the means and the ability to give back to so many people, and to do so much for the world, and make such a positive impact. And that's what I've gotten out of my mom's legacy is what are you doing with your talents and your gifts? You got to have balance in life. So I do a really good job of working and playing, and just being true to myself, and making myself happy, and making my family happy, my friends, my coaching staff. Everybody feels good. And I think it's important to feel good with what you're doing. I love getting to know people in the highest places and people in the lowest places. That's just always been who I am. You can't hide and isolate yourself from the community because one bad apple decided to come out and do something like that. We all have our past, and I'm genuinely over the negative things that's happened in my life. I think through time, my good deeds and my work ethic and things like that, there's some people that's going to want to hang on to that. And I'm aware of, the fact that when you attain a certain level of greatness or whatnot, people are going to want to try to attach you to any type of mud they can. And I got to be okay in this place and just keep going. I'm truly blessed to know what I love, and I feel like I was born to be a fighter. I genuinely love what I do. And the inspiration that you get out of the situation is just to give it everything you got every day. The journey to get down to the weight class and then just feel ultimately prepared. I just love it. I feel at my highest, mentally, spiritually, just physically. Something about getting down to my weight class that just makes me feel super trained. Every piece to the puzzle is a very important piece, or else you don't got a masterpiece at the end. I didn't have a low self-confidence, no, but I needed to have extraordinary confidence to do what I was getting ready to be doing.
In order to paint a bright future for yourself, you have to be able to see it in your mind. You have to believe in it, and the more you believe in it, the more your world will start to change, and the more you'll just start to, see your beliefs come to pass. The biggest life lesson that I've learned is the power of the mind, and just how important it is to look at yourself at a higher. And to believe in yourself. I teach my daughters all the time just to believe in themselves wholeheartedly, and right now their self-esteem and their confidence is sky high, and it's something that I think is taught, to believe in yourself, and something that I preach to them all the time. I tell them how beautiful and smart they are, and how amazing they are, and I try to study my competition. I try to study nutrition. I try to study other great athletes, guys who've done great things in the past, and try to model, myself after them. 3 things that has helped me get to the point that I am now, and something that you can take with you is studying. A lot of athletics is not just a physical thing. I think nutrition is extremely important. I take a lot of protein down. I stay hydrated constantly. I'm very aware of what I'm putting in my body. I think what you put in is what you get out.